Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan, and this is where I share my insights. And today my meditation is called With or Without. We have everything we need. And I hope that you'll stick around. And by the time I finish this video, you will realize that you have everything you need. And you always have. Stick around. In one of the Star Wars movies, the Resistance had been decimated. It might have been The Return of the Jedi, I don't remember. I don't know where I picked this up. But at the end of the movie, or I think, someone asked Princess Leia if they thought, could we defeat the dark side? All their weapons had been destroyed. Everything was destroyed. They had nothing. And she said, we have everything we need. That's puzzling to people. Particularly if you are jobless, homeless, you're struggling with some aspect of your health. You don't have two nickels to rub together. Your cupboard is bare. But spiritual insight is usually attained in these moments of severe drought, severe and dire circumstances. What we want is to learn that not only can we do without, we can be incredibly peaceful without. We can be amazingly productive without. And you got to go through inventory and say, what are the things that you think you can do without or you can't do without? I don't know what I would ever do without my husband. What would I ever do without my job? Well, guess what? You'll be shown just how much you can do without. And the illusion of needing something gets exposed. And what you learn is that with and without are both alike. Can we do without God? You betcha. Many atheists have been and performed wonderful lives, wonderful things. Been great teachers. Sam Harris, a professed, staunch atheist, talking about spirituality without God, without a Savior, without a partner. Can you be in love without a partner? Can you be rich without a dime in your bank account? Can you be full while you're fasting? Yes, I'm fasting today. I fast on Sunday. I don't eat anything. And I'm perfectly happy. That's why fasting and silence and doing without are so important. Doing without the phone, doing without your pornography, doing without your alcohol, doing without your friends, doing without anything. Showing yourself that you can generate your own positive feelings. You can be peaceful without a home. You can be in love without a family. You can be an expert without an education. You can be a teacher without knowing anything. You can be beautiful without any makeup. You can be free without having shaved or put on any lighting or have barely any clothes on. Princess Leia was correct. We have everything we need. Because we are unopposed. So what we are encouraging you to do is to be without thought, to be without a phone, to be without anything to do. The minute you separate yourself from anything you observe in your life, you create a conflict. When there is a difference between observer and observed, there will be a fight. There will not be peace. And this is where the illusion of I've got to change or I've got to improve, this is what causes fear to propagate. A feeling that we don't have what we need. A feeling that we can improve our condition. A feeling that we have to control the thoughts and words of other people. A feeling that we're inept, powerless, without. You may have heard that statement. With God, all things are possible. Bullshit. Because words point to things other than themselves. If I say tree, the word tree is pointing to something other than itself. If I say the word God, it's pointing to something other than itself. If I say the universe, it's pointing to something other than itself. Well, how do we get out of the universe and point to this one? If this universe sucks, how do we go to the better universe and thumb our nose at this one and say, the better universe is over there? The better God is over there. The better me is in the future. Oh, come on. If we didn't have what we needed, we would be gasping for air right now. And I even argue that we can do without air. Some of these illusionists have taught themselves to hold their breath for minutes upon minutes. I bet you could Google what's the longest somebody's held their breath. I'm sure it's in the tens of minutes. Yes, width is a temporary condition. Without is a temporary condition. And you can do with and without, because you are bouncing back and forth between the polarities of the same energy, with and without. And you are independent of all that. With a bare cupboard, you're going to cook a gourmet meal. With ignorance, you're going to be an expert. With no clothes, you're going to be the most beautiful and dazzling and radiant thing. And so all of this is another reference to that Sermon on the Mount where we are to consider the lilies. They do nothing. They do nothing. And we're constantly thinking, I've got to do something. But when we do something, we only add to the perception that something is wrong. It's like picking on a sore. Leave it be. We learn in the Course in Miracles that let healing be. It'll do it on its own. Your circumstances will heal on their own. Don't be meddlesome. The advice is do nothing. We have what we need. We are what we need. Needless. Needless to say. Needless to do. Needless to have. If you're going to save yourself. But guess what? You're not in distress. This you must realize. You operate on your own power, your own strength, and you love because you are love. And love is completely blind and totally innocent and very ignorant and very reckless, but ultimately free. It's I am love. Not God is love. I am love. I. That which you fundamentally are and have always been. But a large part of that is not being able to see around the spherical nature of it, the wholeness of it. But where the partial is, the whole is there as well. So where without is, with is. The two come together and form silence. And you bear witness to being the light of the world. Listen to Princess Leia. We have everything we need. Even without. My name is Ryan. I hope you enjoyed these insights. Please check out my blog, mymorningmotivator.com.